If you've made a New Year's resolution to quit smoking, we have help, the Colorado Quit Line.
We know the best way to quit smoking is to get help with, get support both with coaching as well as with the medication. So using both together can about double your chances of successfully quitting for good.
To get help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. The Quit Line offers nicotine patches, gum, and lozenges at no cost for up to 8 weeks.
Today, a Colorado tradition is back to bring 2018 to a close. For the 97th straight year, Mountaineers with the Attaman Club in southern Colorado will summit Pikes Peak for New Year's Eve.
This is a really cool tradition. The Mountaineers started their climb of Pikes Peak yesterday. They hope to summit today. And once they're at the top, the Mountaineers will set off fireworks from Pikes Peak at midnight.
I had the opportunity to shoot the flares before, but this will be the first time to actually fire the big mortars. So I'm excited for that.
So they do the work and we all get to see the fireworks. That's pretty cool. The climbers say they hope today's weather doesn't hinder their climb too much. Lisa, you should give them a personal forecast, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be cold. They're going to want to keep moving. Well, this morning, a tragedy at a zoo. A lion gets loose and mauls an intern to death. This morning, the investigation continues into what happened.
And some bad news for your morning routine in the new year. We'll tell you why it may cost more for a cup of joe. It is 6:28 right now. We have a first alert action day in effect as you wake up. The snow has moved into Colorado. It's still in the western part of the state, but it's going to come through the Front Range and Metro within the next hour or so. Lisa is tracking when it will be moving more toward the Metro in just a couple of minutes.
Right now, 2 people are still unaccounted for where a fire ripped through an Arapahoe County apartment complex last night. South Metro fire crews say there is the possibility they could just be out of town for the holidays. You can see just how big those flames were at the Covington Cherry Creek apartments. 48 people were displaced. 12 apartments were destroyed.
And this morning, Broncos head coach Vance Joseph is expected to get the boot. The Broncos fell to the LA Chargers yesterday, ending the season 23-9 in that game and ending the season 6-10. Players report to Dove Valley at 8 this morning to clean out their lockers, and we expect general manager John Elway to meet with Joseph before then. Broncos insider Troy Rank is live at Dove Valley with the latest for us in 15 minutes. Welcome back to Denver 7 News at 6:30. I'm Nicole Brady.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson. It's going to be a long offseason for the Broncos as the team needs some serious rebuilding.
And as we mentioned, we have a first alert action day in effect right now, so let's get straight to meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo tracking our chances for snow.
It's going to start pretty soon. I'm getting anxious. We have seen some pretty big changes just during our morning show. In fact, the winds are really kicking up. The clouds have moved in. It's getting colder. We're expecting temperatures down to about 20 degrees by 7 o'clock, and then it will continue to drop from there. So by about 5 o'clock this afternoon, early evening, we're going to be at around 10 degrees with potentially 1 to 3 inches of snow on the ground. Right now, I've been watching all the cameras, nothing falling quite yet, but it is going to get colder and those winds have started to pick up. We're seeing gusts across northeastern Colorado at about 40 miles per hour. Take a look at some of the alerts. Now, we are under a winter weather advisory here in Denver where we're likely close to downtown at about 1 to 3 inches. When you get on that south and western edge of town, closer to about 3 to 6 inches. That's going to include the Palmer Divide, getting closer to Castle Rock, and then up and through our foothills about 4 to 8. This is going to be nice. It's not going to be heavy snow for Denver, but it's going to be something, Jace. We are so far below normal. We'll talk about where we should be this time of year snow-wise coming up in a few minutes.
And obviously, it's great for having more moisture in the ground, great for our state, but however, it is not good for driving, and I can show you some of the conditions right now. If you want to be heading west on I-70 down Floyd Hill, down to the bottom of US 6, take a look at I-70 right now. It is super slick. It sounds like we might have a crash down in here or a spin out down getting down to the bottom of Floyd Hill, and you can see how slow traffic is going right now as folks are trying to go over to the left and go over to the right and how much snow is there. This is the kind of stuff that we're going to see on I-25, on I-70, all around Metro Denver here this afternoon and later on this evening. It's going to be slick and it's going to be slow, so it is on the way. Take a look at the drive otherwise. 6th Avenue, we had a minor crash on the westbound side right before I-70. Really not an issue to traffic, very light conditions anywhere you want to go to the north, to the south, and you can see that down through the Denver Tech Center. I-25 and Arapahoe Road, wide open for us here this morning, and easy conditions for now, but the snow is on the way.
Today, the government shutdown moves into double digits. 10 days since it began, there is still no end in sight. Today, both the House and the Senate will hold sessions, but no votes are scheduled. There will likely be more action on Thursday when Democrats officially take over control of the House. Nancy Pelosi says the Democrats' first move will be to introduce a new government funding bill that does not include funding for a border wall. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he won't take up any bill unless it's endorsed by the president.
This morning, investigators are pushing for answers after a lion mauled a 22-year-old intern to death at a zoo in North Carolina. Alexandra Black was a recent college graduate. She was in her second week on the job when a lion attacked her after escaping an enclosure during a routine cleaning. Now the zoo and police are looking into what went wrong.
I think anytime you have an incident, you have to take the time to really assess exactly what happened, and that means some investigation. And we need to understand it and make sure that it's something that never, ever happens again.
Zoo workers tried to tranquilize the animal, but in the end, deputies were forced to shoot and kill it.
Tomorrow, the process to merge 2 metro area fire departments will be completed. The South Metro Fire District is merging with the Littleton Fire Department. Voters approved the plan to consolidate resources back in November. With the addition of Littleton, the new South Metro District will be the second largest fire department in the state, with more than 600 firefighters. Changes are coming in the new year for gun owners in Boulder. The city's ban on assault weapons takes effect tomorrow. If you already own an assault weapon, you will be able to keep it. However, you'll have to get it certified at the police department. You'll have until the end of January to do so. Certification costs $20 for the first weapon and $5 for any additional weapons.
The battle over oil and gas regulations in Colorado will continue in the new year, and the town of Superior may be at the center of the debate. The town is discussing numerous ideas to restrict future drilling proposals. The town has already considered a moratorium on new oil and gas applications, but it may also hire a special counsel to draft new regulations, buy up properties that could be home to new oil and gas developments, and change the town's government into a home rule municipality. That would give it more leeway to develop its own rules.
Well, you're probably thinking about New Year's resolutions, what you can do to better yourself in 2019. For traders on Wall Street, they'll be hoping the market resolves to be a little better.
Yeah, Caroline Woods is live in New York City. And Caroline, rough would be the only word to describe Wall Street in 2018.
That's right. Good morning, Molly and Nicole. Wall Street wraps up what's been a dismal or rough year, as you said, for stocks with today's trading session. The Dow so far is down 6.7% in 2018. The blue chips are on track for the worst annual performance since 2008. As for the new year and how January will shape up, well, USA Today reports in the last 20 years, the Dow has fallen roughly 1.25% in the first month of the year. The paper's columnist said Ken Fisher, however, says now is the time to buy. So stock prices may be cheaper, but your cup of coffee may cost more in the new year. Coffee bean prices have been at historic lows this year, and that's expected to reduce the incentive for farmers to expand supplies. Now, at the same time, demand is rising as everyone from Coca-Cola to Starbucks expands in the coffee business. This according to a Bloomberg report, which says all of that could lead to a jump in prices. I think I'll stick with my matcha lattes, Molly and Nicole.
All right, really not the best news to end 2018,
no.
but we do have some good news, and it includes the word free.
Yes, can't beat free. You can say goodbye to 2018 with a variety of freebies. It's the last day to get a free sandwich at Chick-fil-A if you have one of their calendars. And new Panera Rewards members can get one last free bagel today. It's also the last day you can take advantage of IHOP's Grinch menu and Kids Eat Free promotion. And if you need a lift home after tonight's big party, some AAA clubs are providing rides for free for both members and non-members. Molly and Nicole, one last chance to consume free carbs and maybe some alcoholic beverages before the New Year's resolutions set in.
Oh,
Exactly,
yes. Reality comes with the new year. All right.
Celery.
Yeah, thank you.
It's now 6:36. Take a look at the wind chills. It's getting even colder now across northeastern Colorado. Feels like 2 below in Greeley, 1 below in Fort Collins, and a single-digit wind chill. Jace there in Aurora. We love the number 7, but not when it feels like 7.
No, and I thought for a moment you said wind chills, and so I was thinking donuts instead of wind chills. We do have driving conditions here on 6th Avenue. The drive across I-25 and I-70 here in town look okay. It's up into the foothills that it doesn't look great. I'll show you that coming up.
Breaking news just into the newsroom. Senator Elizabeth Warren has formally announced she is exploring a run for the presidency in 2020. The Democrat from Massachusetts has started an exploratory committee to run in the next election.
Take a look at this video from Breckenridge over the weekend. Hey, at least they're getting some snow somewhere. Denver 7 viewer Christina sent us this video from her carriage ride at a safe distance there. You can see 3 giant moose locking antlers in the snow. Some of our viewers commented on a Facebook post saying that they think this was a little too close to the moose. So yes, it is always a good idea to stay back as far as you can.
Sometimes when you just cross paths with them, though, you really have no choice.
It's
right?
nature, right? Yeah.
It's so Colorado.
It's nice to see, yes.
Well, tonight, Denver 7 has you covered if you want to ring in the new year from the comfy confines of your home instead of out of a bar or a club.
Yeah, Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve starts at 8 o'clock right here on Denver 7. It will be hosted once again by Jenny McCarthy and Ryan Seacrest. Rain is in the forecast for New York City, but the hosts say the weather isn't getting them down.
And I think that the most pressure is on the performers who have to do this, you know, be out in this and perform.
We get to have fun with it. They actually have to sound good.
Yeah, you can catch Rockin' New Year's Eve tonight, 8 o'clock, only on Denver 7, and then, you know, just stay home and wake up with us at 4:30
There you go, and you feel good. Time is now 6:41. We're working on several developing stories ahead of Good Morning America. A Colorado veteran tricked when he thought he was helping a woman in need. It ended up in his dog being stolen.
And we are taking you live to Dove Valley, where we expect the Broncos to fire head coach Vance Joseph today.
On Denver 7 News at 6, a possible changing of the guards at Dove Valley.
The easy part would be to walk away and say, hey, good, right? I've coached a long time in this league. I work. But the hard part would be to come back and, you know, and try to finish this thing.
But Broncos coach Vance Joseph may get the boot before he gets the chance to do that. We'll take you live to Dove Valley with the latest developments on Joseph's job.
The entire metro area under a winter weather advisory. It's also a first alert action day because of the snow and the cold that's moving in. We'll show you just how cold it's going to get this New Year's Eve night coming up.
And welcome back. Here's a live look from our Lookout Mountain camera looking over downtown Denver. You can see the clouds have moved in. It is overcast out there. The snow hasn't hit us here in Denver yet, but I think Lisa said she saw some snow in Elizabeth.
Yeah, so just south of here, getting closer. All right, we have a winter weather advisory in effect till 5 p.m. 2018 ending with snow.
Yeah,
definitely.
Bitter cold as well. It could hamper your celebrations a little bit later tonight. Let's get over to meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo now. Lisa, the snow will really pick up through the next couple of hours this morning.
Yeah, it will. We'll start to see it pretty soon. And in fact, our loyal viewer, Jackie Harrington, she messaged me and said that at 6:36 a.m. it started snowing in Elizabeth. 18 degrees there as well. So, woo! Jackie, thank you. It's a coming. We've got temperatures this morning for the commute in the teens and 20s. It's going to gradually get colder as we get into the afternoon and the evening commute. Cold and windy with snow expected. So those roads are going to get pretty icy as the day goes on. Snow is developing this morning. We're expecting around 1 to 3 inches near Denver, near downtown. But if you get on the western and southern edge, so say closer to Golden, Lakewood, and then south down towards Castle Rock and Highlands Ranch, we're likely going to be at about 3 to 6 inches by tonight, and then skies will clear out. But it's going to be a pretty good dose of snow for us, and we need it. We are so far below normal. By the end of this month, we're typically at about 21 inches in Denver. So far, we've seen just 7.7, so we're well below normal. Skies very cloudy right now. Winds really kicking up out of the northeast at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Even gustier as you get up to the northeast there along 76 and up into parts of Weld County. Here's a look at our current temperatures. Now, it's teens and 20s, but it feels more like single digits, if not close to 0, up to the northeast. And it's going to get even colder this evening. We do have a wind chill, I'm going to say it slowly, not a wind chill advisory, a wind chill advisory out on the eastern plains. Wind chills will likely be at about 10 to 20 degrees below 0 tomorrow morning. Also under a winter weather advisory that covers the entire metro area and then just to the west and to the south. And again, that's where some of those heavier totals will be, closer to C470, around 3 to 6 inches. And then up and through our foothills will be at around 4 to 8. Lighter snow in downtown. And then as you get north up toward Fort Collins, you're likely going to be at about 1 inch of snow. Here's what that looks like on Futurecast. 20s this morning. Teens by about 10 o'clock, gusty northeasterly winds, and some low to mid-teens by about 4 o'clock. On a typical late December day, we'd be in the low 40s at about 4. Not today. We are well below normal. And overnight at midnight tonight, for all those New Year's Eve celebrations, we're close to about 10 degrees here in Denver. Early tomorrow morning, look at some of these numbers up and through the mountains and foothills. Estes Park, Allens Park, Grand Lake, all below 0. That's just going to be the temperatures. We're going to be close to 0, and then factoring in the winds, it's going to feel more like about 15 to 30 degrees below early tomorrow. So a very cold start to the new year. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll be at 19 degrees for a high. Things will warm up. Skies are clearing out, and by midweek, we're close to 40 on Wednesday. End of the week, what a different story. We go from, 12 this afternoon, Jace, to 56 by Friday afternoon. So any snow that we do get, it's going to be gone by the end of the week.
Why even bother shoveling?
Good point.
Why even? I mean, just let Mother Nature do it. That or actually, I use when it's this cold and the snow is so light, I actually use a leaf blower to actually blow the snow off. I-70 going down to the bottom of Floyd Hill is a total mess right now. Look at the snow that's falling there. Look at the snow that's already on the roadway. You see all the flashing lights. It sounds like we might have somebody that's spun out down on that westbound side. This is the westbound traffic here. We've also had some trucks and some other folks that are having a hard time going east on going up Floyd Hill. So very treacherous conditions, and this is the condition that it's going to look like here around town on I-25 and all the metro freeways here this afternoon and this evening. You see it's almost an hour now going all the way to the Eisenhower Tunnel, and a lot of that is just there trying to get to Idaho Springs. We did have a minor crash right before I-70 on westbound 6th Avenue, but really no delay. Not only there, but up to the north side of town. Very light traffic anywhere you want to go. 225, that drive on through the Denver Tech Center is basically wide open for us, 15 minutes. And take a look at the camera down in Franktown here at 83 and 86. Could you see some of the snow that's now starting to fall? We've also had reports there in Elizabeth that it's starting to fall. So the snow is here. It's on the way, and it's going to make it for slick driving here this afternoon and this evening.
All right, well, this morning we're keeping a close eye on developments out of Dove Valley, where Coach Vance Joseph is expected to get the boot today after back-to-back losing seasons. Broncos insider Troy Rank joins us live now from Dove Valley. And Troy, the general manager, John Elway, he's expected to meet with Coach Joseph this morning.
Yeah, I was just down at the headquarters here, and John Elway has not arrived here at Dove Valley yet. The anticipation remains that he will meet with Vance Joseph sometime this morning. They usually have an end-of-the-season press conference that's around 11 a.m. or noon, so at the very latest, there would be resolution by that point because John Elway would meet the media. Again, the expectation remains that Vance Joseph, while improving his second season, will be let go. I mean, the reality is this. They went 11-21, 7-9 at home under Joseph. 12 losses by double figures. It's just too much to overcome. The players were resigned to it yesterday, talking in terms of Joseph in past stints. They like the guy, and they're going to miss him. But the reality is the Broncos felt they were a playoff team. At one point, they were 6-6, and they finished the season with 4 consecutive losses. So it has them looking likely for their 4th coach in 6 years, 6th coach in 12 years. But again, John Elway not yet in the building.